You may have noticed a growing number of YouTube videos lately showing incredibly creative ways to build soldering irons from recycled materials. The interesting part is that the more you watch, the more you realize that even small forgotten objects can turn into something far more useful than expected. In today's video, we're going to take an old key that seems completely useless and transform it into a simple recycled soldering iron that can actually work in real-world use. Here I have prepared a set consisting of one bolt and two nuts. Their purpose is to act as an intermediate connector that links the key with the other important components during the assembly process. And I will cut off its rotating head first, so the assembly process in the next steps becomes easier and more convenient. Next, here I have two conductive connectors along with 4 small bolts, which were removed from an electrical terminal block. I will use these parts as the connecting component between the heating element and the soldering tip of the device. This is a piece of PVC pipe, and I will cut a section with a size that fits comfortably in the hand to use as the body, while also serving as the handle of the soldering iron. The type of wire I am using to connect the soldering iron to the power source is a single-core electrical wire. This type of wire provides stable electrical conductivity, has a fairly solid structure, and is very suitable for devices that require direct current transmission such as this homemade soldering iron. to protect the electrical connection while also securing the key firmly inside the PVC pipe. I will wrap tissue paper around the body of the key until it becomes thick enough to fit tightly and stay firmly inside the pipe. Although it already looks fairly solid at this point, I will still apply some glue to make everything more firmly fixed and even more secure. With this remaining end of the electrical wire, I will attach an alligator clip to make the connection to the power source more convenient and easier. Now it is time to make the recycled soldering tips. Just like many previous times, I will continue using the metal core inside an AA battery to craft recycled soldering tips. But this project has one more interesting difference because this time I need to make 2 recycled soldering tips at the same time instead of just one as usual. After finishing the recycled soldering tips, I will proceed to install them into their correct positions on the device. If you do not have a battery pack like this available here, I will show you a simpler way by using a common battery connector as an alternative power supply source for this project. These are 2 metal washers, and I will use them as connecting parts between the 2 connection slots of the common battery adapter and the alligator clips on the recycled soldering iron. A good recycled soldering iron is one that does its job properly. It doesn't need to generate excessive heat, but it must be sufficient to securely solder small metal parts together without causing damage. Therefore, you just need to observe its operation. As for the testing at the end of the video, I won't add anything more. You can judge for yourself and give your personal opinion in the comments section. And as you can see through these small successful steps during the assembly process, we have finally completed a recycled soldering iron that works in a completely different way compared to previous projects. Once again, this proves that with a little creativity and the ability to make use of items that seem to have no value left, we can create useful tools that serve practical everyday needs.